Sully. I'm Sully, security director for the Vans Warped Tour. I've worked for the Warped Tour for about 19 years now. Skipped a few here and there. I'm basically responsible for the safety and security for everything that has anything to do with the Warped Tour, the bands, the crew, ticket holders, venue employees, police, medical, that kind of thing. I wish they knew how quick things can spin out of control. Little tiny incidences can be just a huge, just pretty much a powder keg out here. You got a lot of energy, you got a lot of bands that are on stages, and just little tiny things can get so out of control, and at the end of them, you're sitting there like, wow, that really got out of control quickly.
I don't know what's going on. We are here. Thank you for watching us today.
Holy shit!
Why today? Well, I get up at 5:30 every morning, make a 5-shot espresso. Usually hit the parking lot by about 6. We have to unload this thing. Parked in a great spot.
Dude, you know me, man. You should know me better. I'm out since a long time ago.
I know.
Hey, what's up, my guy? That's not my guy.
Then we start working on getting front gates open, which is the most important part of the day. Most concerts, you open the gates to trickle. We open to 4,000 or 5,000 kids, so it's important to get everybody in right away. And we also have a 9.5-hour show. So if the kids aren't in, we can't start the show. We go late and get into overtime penalties and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, you brought me out of retirement.
Good. Hey guys, I'm Sully, head of security for the Warped Tour. You know, there's 4 other people involved with safety out here, and they all wear the same thing. I'll give you the names, but you'll probably forget them. But just know if we show up in a barricade, it's time to work real hard. So up here, we have more crowd surfing than the other stages. We don't have a huge amount of people here, but we have 3 or 4 bands that are still going to do their best to get kids coming over this barricade. After main gates, it's really just maintaining stages, and me and my crew go to the Warped Tour wherever the crowd is. So we go from stage to stage, and we're out at the big autograph signings, and just keep an eye on the big picture, making sure no one's getting hurt.
Have a great day.
I appreciate you guys. Be safe, all right?
Remember, today's learning shapes tomorrow's success.
Yes. All right, tomorrow's all about
You
success.
can't undo drugs. Big Nick is going to be up here with you most of your day. He's going to be your main contact.
If they're breaking any laws or anything, that laminate they seem to think is a get out of jail free card. Let's get whoever you need to get involved, and we'll kind of stay out of that part. You know.
Never stand back, throw Axelsson. Sir, you're gonna have to leave. Get out of here. Hey, trying to get out. Hey, I'm trying to get out. That's it. I mean, that's it.
Our working wristband, that's going to be all your local stagehands, any kind of local venue workers that aren't in like a uniform. We'll put that wristband on them. That's good to go just about everywhere. If we see that wristband showing up, drinking beer, wearing flip-flops, let's find out where that came from and nip it in the bud. They're obviously not working, or else I'd work for that company and not Sully. There are no escort needed. It's kind of our all-access wristband. We're really only going to limit that on our back ramps going up to our stages, and our back ramp guard at each stage is going to work more closely with the stage manager to kind of keep the flow and keep our capacity low on that.
Down there in that mosh pit, kids have a tendency to get stuck down there. The most effective way to do that is we establish right away an entrance and an exit. That way, while small bands are going, they're getting used to it, and when the big bands come in, it creates a nice little flow. Don't grab their legs. Their legs are naturally going to fall to the ground, which is what we want. Grab them by the upper body, get them down. If you got someone that's real big, my size up there, get 2 or 3 people to help you, but for the most part, these are little kids. You don't need 3 people. And just like when you're playing football, stay in your zone. You don't want to all go after a crowd surfer all the way to your left, because before you know it, off to your right, all of a sudden, someone's going to jump over. So, any question or anything? Anybody like this music? Anyone? There we go. There we go. Anybody been to the Warped Tour before? All right. All right. We're going to have a fun day, guys. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Security guys in the music business, you couldn't take two more different groups of people. You have artists and kids who get riled up by music, and then you have these security guys who are really just trying to make a buck. Most of them aren't into the music, so we do it by teaching. That's why we have 4 guys out here. We get out there and we work hand in hand, and like a lot of tours, you have very minimal contact with local security. Here we're hand in hand, and we're in barricades with them, and we take a lot of responsibility for ourselves. If there's a skirmish in a mosh pit, instead of sending a bunch of local security guys in, we'll get in there and break it up and calm people down and defuse situations instead of making them worse.
Show you something, man. I don't even think you were. Whoa! Coming in hot, Sully.
Talking about pit crew.
You got your pit crew. You got your own photographer. Love it. Hi guys. Hi. Welcome to the Warped Tour. Yeah, go for Mike.
Mike, can I get a favor? Can I get a few guys to get that air conditioner?
Can you see this? I don't know if you can catch this. Fuck that Santa chicken.
Got out of the Marines and I was looking for a job, and I started working part-time for a crazy guy in Arizona at the staffing level, and worked my way through that. Started working for a bodyguard company and did bodyguard for a lot of old like rock and roll acts and that kind of stuff. And I got into security management about 1995-ish. Was working for the band The Beastie Boys. I've worked for really everybody over the years. Worked Justin Bieber, Kanye West, Jay-Z, a lot of old rappers, 90s rappers at Murder Inc., Rockefeller, did early Def Jam stuff. A lot of rock and rollers, R.E.M., worked with Sublime a little bit. Really the whole spectrum of music. I sort of fell into Warped Tour. I had a summer off, and I knew Kerry Nicholson and Kevin from the Beastie Boys, and first year I came out, I did both. I was a setup guy and a security guy, so we'd unload all the trucks. I'd work security all day, and then we'd load everything up at the end of the night. And just over the years, as I took over on security, and I'm just I love the Kevin Lyman crowd. Warped Tour kids are the best kids in the world. Working for Kevin Lyman's awesome. He understands the way we do security and likes the way we deal with ticket holders, and really what we're doing out here is just taking care of people. The way I did it, work local. Get to know what crowds are about, and that's, I think, my industry right now is lacking, is there's not enough people who really know what's going on with crowds and be able to read crowds and make that decision based on that, not necessarily just, oh, this is what the book says, this is the plan. There's a dot on a map, there's supposed to be a person here kind of security. It's really being the bridge between the venue and our tour to make sure if we're doing an evacuation it's done in a safe and orderly manner, or if there's another kind of situation that we're not putting ourselves in harm's way by going into the wrong area and that kind of thing.
Don't leave the safety of the truck. What's up, guys? So currently it's raining at Warped Tour in Atlanta, so we can't really do anything. So we're all standing in a truck together to stay dry and not get struck by lightning, even though there's like metal everywhere. Like literally, I don't even know how safe this is. But this is an update from Warped Tour. Yep.
Beautiful day in Atlanta, Georgia.
Sorry, Atlanta.
So you just have to stay out here, huh?
Yep.
Don't get struck by lightning.
I don't have to shower tonight.
That's true.
One of the things I like about Kevin is he lets us take a realistic approach to securing really a thing that's almost unsecurable. If somebody wants to create a disaster, no matter where we do pat downs and stuff, there's always going to be groups of people. We're just a little more vigilant. You'll see a lot more police now at a Warped Tour than you ever did, and they're mainly in the parking lots. We rely a lot more on even more local security. We do pat downs, which in the past we never really did, and metal detectors and that kind of thing. And we just watch. We're always watching. That's why when we open gates, you'll see all four of us up there. We're just scanning that crowd, looking for that person that doesn't really, look like they're there to have fun. And it's pretty easy to see because Warped Tour kids are all pretty much the same, all real excited, wearing goofy clothing. Well, yeah, this year Attila is fourth year on, and they're always a challenge. Their crowd gets a little crazy. Beartooth this year is pretty good. Hatebreed is about a half-hour hockey fight in that mosh pit. That's a lot of fun. Who else? Neck Deep, Bless the Fall over there in the mutant zone. That mutant zone up there is pretty wild. Monster's always been the broken nose stage. This year we decided that it's going to be the broken nose and broken leg stage. It's pretty crazy up there. Those kids though, they come up and they just hang out in front of Monster. It's all hardcore bands. They love it. It's sort of crescendos. Yes, that's a great word. Thank you. With Hatebreed up there. And you saw Hatebreed yesterday. I think Hatebreed was too crowded yesterday. They couldn't get in too much trouble. But that mosh pit produces, it's about a half-hour hockey fight down there. We get down there and we just break up fights. They never come back around. We don't have further problems with it. We just get in there, separate the guys. It's usually a young kid that was doing some kung fu mosh pitting and an old guy that was doing a circle pit. With a mouthpiece. With a mouthpiece. Yeah, how about that guy? I love that guy. That guy was ready. Yeah. Man, there's this crazy guy named Jerry Mealy. He just actually recently just died. That got me in the business. Was really the guy that really taught me this uber fan friendly, and really taught me we're here just take care of people. The actual running around being a big meathead security guy that's available in every market for about minimum wage. It's that taking the step up and really caring about fans. There's a few other here in this market. A woman named Christy Feener who worked for the Grateful Dead and Bill Graham Presents forever, and she's always been a big motivator of mine. She does it the right way. Kevin, man, I can't thank that guy enough. You'll get me started. I'll start crying talking about Kevin Lyman and his family. Kevin is, and over the years, some of the old guys remember we used to butt heads all the time, and I'd quit and he'd fire me, and I got nothing but praise for Kevin Lyman, and I think as long as he wants there to be a Warped Tour, there will be. I just think fans, man, just keep having a good time and don't lose the concept of live music is what it's all about. you know, and I know computers are cool, and I'm starting to sound like an old guy, but man, go to a concert and put the phone down and just enjoy what's going on the stage and around you. Wow, something I know now that I wish I knew when it first started. I wish I knew when I first started to get in the business that everybody out here, including the police, we're all out here for the same goal. Just different people take different ways of achieving it. And not everyone's going to take the casual approach I take. Not everyone's going to have a smile like me and my team always have. But it doesn't mean they're bad people.